up to 55. Oh. So what about now? Can you hear me now? Okay, is it okay or should it be louder? More, less? Okay, no answer is also an answer. Thank you, sir. Okay, sound quality is good, it seems. So let's go on with this build. I guess this one goes out. Yep. And then put in these screws. So. Good, apparently now everybody can hear me, so everything I said beforehand won't be on the video, which is nice. So nobody can say I'm an idiot. Or at least try to say I'm an idiot. But basically to recap, I'm switching my Z570 for a Z470 because it is too loud. I don't like that. If you have a closed case or a silence case or a heavy case like under your desk, it probably won't be a problem for you. But for me, it is. So let's switch it up. I tried to use the graphics card in a second slot, even though it then runs only at 8 instead of 16 lanes. But that didn't bring anything. I mean, yes, it was running a bit less loud because it was drawing in fresh air instead of air from directly the graphics card. But it wasn't that much. I would say like it's okay. So apparently you can take it off, and we are gonna do exactly that because I want to see how that fucking stupid thing looks like, and if there would be another solution to this problem. So let's take out all the screws that holds that thing in place here. There's one. Oh man, you're so screwed when you have fat fingers. Is this really for the board? Looks like. I probably should use the magnetic one. Where is it? Voila. So if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. If you guys think you can do it better, keep it for yourself. And yeah, that's basically everything. It lately occurred to me that there are possibly some people who don't like to see others building on the PC. Apparently. Because that gives them the need to do something on their own. Which isn't my problem, so I don't care. So let's see. How many screws do we have here? Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but are all these 5 do I need to screw out all of them or just 2? Well, let's test it. I would guess only these 2. Because I think that the fan is... Yeah, I'm good. So, as you see, this is basically the fan here. And then you have these little... Oh man, those are just not worth it. I mean, I was thinking about to unblock the fan, just leave it. But I heard some reports that it gets about 80 to 85 degrees without cooling, and that's... I mean, they can go up to like 100 or 105 if I'm correct. But it's just like, better not risk it. Better wait 1 or 2 generations till they come a bit down and get some more. By the way, RIP headphone users. I should have warned you. I'm sorry. So do we want to see how it looks underneath them? Yeah, why not? I mean, we're already here, so we can go the extra mile. Oh wow, okay. That doesn't look that bad. I guess, I mean, yeah. You probably could make some own cooler. Depending on what kind of graphic card you're gonna install, you should be able to keep this pretty cold actually. That's interesting. But is it worth it? Only if you really need the Gen 4 PCI, honestly. And I don't need that, so not gonna worth it for me. So try and put this on. Safely. Wait. Wasn't there like... Let's see. I don't know if I'm doing it right. To be honest, I should have made a photo. Oh wait, was it maybe that screw? Oh, okay. There were only 2 screws. This one belongs to the shield of the second NVMe slot, so it had nothing to do with our cooler here. Somehow. Oh man, I really hate these kind of boards. Now let's see to put that on correctly here. Yes. So, whoop. So if someone wants to buy a set 570 board, I have one for him. Where was the second? Down here, huh? Well, I don't want to scratch the board. Oh. Et voila. I mean, it's not a bad board. It's okay, I guess, but it's somehow ahead of its time, so bye-bye. Let's put that aside. And clean this up a little bit here. Once again, ripped headphone uses. Oh man, it's really, really fine dust here. So, let's bring out the new one. So wait. What the fuck? Okay, I need to check that out. That somehow seems to be not correct. So I don't need the quick install guide, but I could use the handbook. Well, the rest I don't need. So back into the box review. So apparently these are the screws for the M.2, and it's only the head screw. So maybe the standoffs are already in place, which they are. That's nice. But I mean, such a package for one screw. I mean, I don't know. You could have already installed that on the board. I mean, well, guess it, yeah, it could fall out. So yeah, to be safe, why not? So put this here. So, and yes, I'm not a native English speaker, so if I'm just violating your sense of nationalism or whatever you call it, I don't give a fuck. See? No fan. That's how it should be. Ooh, nice peels. Ooh. Isn't peeling the best thing at building a new PC? I would say so. So let's place it up again. That looks fine. Now let's just do the IO shield here. Open ups like a candy bar. No, I'm not hungry. Not at all. I just ate before the stream, so is it on? I think so. Yeah. Huh. I'm surprised. Oh wait, what's that? That looks nice. Some residue. Ew. So I bought this new, but the box wasn't sealed, so it can be that it is just secondhand. But honestly, as long as it works, I don't give a fuck. And as long as I have guarantee, which I have. So let's screw on that again. On second guess, let me screw on the board first. Yes, exactly, that's why. Let's see. And I don't know who started the trend, but I don't like that the boards now have 6 PCIe 12-volt connectors. I mean, yeah, giving them enough power is important and stuff, but also, why can't we just slow it down a bit with power consumption regarding all the trends we have? But who am I to judge? It's not like the Intel chips, so Do Intel chips also have 12 volts? Huh. That's a good question. I don't know that. My last CPU was a i5 8400 on a MSI Z370 board. So I'm not familiar with the new socket. But I like that Intel is a little bit desperate. Just a bit. I mean, I love it. Like, Intel brings out the new CPU and basically claims once again to be the best gaming CPU. And AMD comes in and says, oh, by the way, our CPUs are now $100 cheaper. I love that. So everybody with a clear mind and a sense of value can go AMD, and all the balls to the walls guys can get their Intel for still too much, which is nice. I maybe should get some light in here. Just a bit. Come on. Here you are. I normally advocate to use both hands when screwing stuff because it's just much more safer. You don't want to fuck your board over with scratching it with a screwdriver, so that's why. So let's get these out. Put them back into the box. Put the washers or standoffs or whatever you want to call it on there. And let me remember. I think I need the outer holes. Yes. And it's inwards. So and yes, building your own computer is absolutely no problem for everyone. Yes, you need some guidance for the first or second time. But honestly, in most of the cases, you're going to build it and then you're going to use it for 5 years and never touch it again. So So why not get a good friend who knows how to do these things? Let him do that or help him and save a few bucks on the way. So now let's get the CPU wherever I put that thing. Somebody remember where to put the CPU? I don't. Should be somewhere around here. Nope, not there. Huh. That moment when you don't remember where you have put your CPU. CPU, where are you? Say hi. I don't know, that's a bit a bit embarrassing. Just a bit. Did I put it on the table? No. Yes, I did put it on the table. Ah, I knew it. Here it is. So, yeah, I should probably use some alcohol on it. Just 1 second. Why do we know where my fucking alcohol is? Yeah, no, that sounds like a made up problem, not finding it, the alcohol, but I don't drink, so. Or at least really rarely. So I'm not the guy. To keep alcohol fresh around his house. Ugh. Yes, definitely need some alcohol. Need to wipe down. So, let's see, the pins are okay, which is nice. So, now when you put in the CPU, I don't know if you can see it, but normally it has marked edge, which is, yes, this one with a little gold pin. And you can either look on the board where it has a mark, or look it up in the manual, which it also should say in which corner that needs to go. So then, when you have found it out, you can put it and place it in that corner. Gently place it down, give it a little wiggle. Put up the lever, let it fall in, little wiggle, and okay, voila, you have installed a CPU. That's all there is, nothing else. Now I'm thinking if we should first do the PSU before going on with board, because it doesn't make sense to put in the graphics card or the other slots before putting in the PSU. So let's do that. Now you can see well, let me place that somewhere where it won't fall down and ruin everything. That looks like a good place. So now you can see inside the second layer of this beauty. Basically, I can show you. Let me put that aside so we won't lose anything. You can see at the front we have two 5.25 inch slots for optical drives or whatever. I'm planning to install a drawer in here, so like for your USB sticks or whatever. Then we have, in this case, what's basically the reason why I bought it is hot swappable HC drives. So you can put in some drives in here, and because drives are also, depending on what kind of drives you use, pretty loud. So this is honestly like a good way to keep them in your case, but don't have them active so you won't hear them. And when you need them, you connect them, do whatever you do, and disconnect them again. Because basically the HC drive for me is like putting where I put all my movies or whatever stuff in there. So I don't need to have them connected always. So that is basically what you see in here. Here you have the optical drives and whatever. Here you have the PSU, which we're gonna take out in a moment. And here you have another HD cage for internal drives. You can remove that, you don't have to. At the moment, I don't have anything in them, so I could remove them if I want to, because I have two SSD drives, which I have in my cage right now, which I basically could swap in here. Let's do that. Let's do that on another day. Don't need to be today. You always want to leave something unfinished, so you have a reason to open it again and build more in it. Pro tip. So what you can also see, maybe if I switch it to the right, here, you can basically see that the PSU stands out of the case a bit, which helps to bring in some longer ones. So basically up to what was it, 18 centimeters. You can pack in PSU, so like 1,000 watts or whatever should be no problem. You can even give some slack up to maybe 20, but then you have like really hard time to connect the stuff. So I'm gonna take this out here by loosening the 4 screws which holds the brackets, which holds the PSU. I don't remember if you have to use that. I think you have to, because I don't remember that there was a flat panel. I don't remember. So basically, I think you have to use that, but that's not. I mean, that's not a problem. It would be nice to have, because the one I'm now gonna put in is gonna be pretty much shorter. So I'm gonna remove it with all the power cables, which I have to unwire here. So the one for the hard drives here. The one for the commander hub. And then the one for the drives. Which is gonna be a little bit a pain in the ass, but as I said, just a little bit. Oh, by the way, if you're ever wondering, the only difference between an SATA cable 2 and 3 is that the 3 has a holding pin. That's all there is to. So you can perfectly use your old SATA 2 cables for SATA 3 drives. Absolutely no problem. Well, let's see what else do we have here. I could use some cleaning up in here, which we're probably gonna do. Voila. So now we can remove the bracket. Yes. Thank you. Rip headphone users. I really like cases with the high airflow, but honestly, the dust is killing it. You really have to maintain a regular schedule where you open up these things and get some clean air into it, because else you're gonna fuck it up. I mean, to be honest, it won't hurt it, but it doesn't hurt to have a clean case too, so you see what I mean. So now let's see. You may can see, like we have here, the Corsair 650 watt full modular, and here we have the Seasonic 850 full modular. I just, the thing that happened to the PCUs for in the last year, 2 years, is just astonishing. They went from like these big blocky things to this absolutely cool things to use, from readouts, from programmable fan spin to whatever. It's like, honestly, I have a hybrid mode. I don't know what the hybrid mode is, but we're gonna see that in the manual, I guess. I guess it's probably gonna have to do with the fan, so that in low loads the fan won't spin at all, which is nice. Which this one also does, but yeah, I guess with the 2060 Super and the AMD chip, it won't hurt to have a little bit more power in the system. Although 650 watts should be enough. You probably want to over budget your wattage usage about a third or half. So if your system gonna use like 400 watts, put a 600 watt in it. It's better, and it doesn't cost that much. I mean, PSUs are usually the cheapest part of the system, but don't go too cheap. Yes, you can buy $20 PSUs on Alibaba, whatever. Don't use them. Honestly. Like, if that thing goes wrong, your whole PC goes wrong. So, better keep it invested. And you can use them for a really long time. I mean, I think I lately cleaned out the PC, which had was it a Be? No, not Be Quiet. What was it? I don't remember the company, but it was a 550 watt non-modular, like 10 years old or something. I mean, it had dust in it till nowhere, but it still run, and it was okay. So that's pretty much, that's the part you at least gonna change in your system when you plan in enough wattage. So now let's see what we do with the cables here. And also which cables we are gonna use. Which, by the way, is also something I absolutely love from Seasonic. I mean, it's the first one I bought from them, but I'm so surprised. First of all, how many of these cables they put in there, the extras you have, the price you can get them, it's pretty astonishing. And I think a lot of others, other manufacturers gonna keep an eye out on that. So basically we have an RGB controller which needs SATA. Then we have the two base which also need SATA. We have the drive, the two SSDs. So 5 SATA. We have the external, or better say the PCI slot for USB that also needs SATA power. So we have in total 6. So we need 6 SATA. We need an 8-pin CPU, a 4-pin CPU, the 24, the 6-pin PCI, I think. It's not an 8. I think that's all. So 24. That's 1 CPU. That's second CPU. Then there are PCI Express. I want to see if they have different length. They look like they have different length, which could be funny. We're gonna see. Let me take out the booklet, wherever that is. Not in the box, it appears. Where do I have the booklet? Oh, here it is. I was driving over it, as it seems. Oh, and it also has a jumper. I think, I don't know, that's something honestly like so useless, but so nice to have included. Okay. There is another very quality handbook. It's not what I need. That looks more like it. It's disconnect your AC power. Yes, I know that. So it appears there is no list of the cables you get and which length they are. That's honestly a bit disappointing right now. I really have to say that. No, we're gonna see it. Let's see from the start. So, yeah, it looks the same. Yeah, okay, I guess they are all the same. So one of them, this one we can throw over there. Then we said we are going to use. Oh no, there are some other lengths. So we don't gonna use 4-pin Molex. That can go away. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4. We have another Molex, which we don't need. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2. So I would say I'm gonna use the 2 for the USB and the RGB hub. And then the 4 ones, let's see if they are the same length. Or if one is shorter, then we're gonna use the shorter one, because I don't think that we need that much of a length of cable. And it looks like one is really shorter. Let me see. Okay, that's funny. Like, it seems they have different length from one pin to the other. That's really nice. Huh. Yeah. Pretty much. So, which do we have to use? Let's see. Should we use the shorter one? Can we use it? I mean, 2 SSD and the DVD is pretty near. But I don't know about. Yeah, should work with the shorter one. Should absolutely work. So we're first gonna need to stick them in here. This is something we're gonna do. Yes. So let's see. Oh man. Oh man. Yes, we need to put it in that way. Come on. Am I stupid or something? I mean, yes, I'm obviously stupid, but let's see. Yeah, it should go in. Why does it have such a hard time? It shouldn't have such a hard time. Am I fucking stupid? One second, guys. No, these one are flats. So the ridge is on the right side. Here it is also on the right side. So it should get in perfectly fine. And I don't want to use too much force, because if it doesn't go in loosely, then there is maybe something to it. Oh, come on, do I really need to get it out? Okay. If it won't work, it will come to me. So, let's see, the pins are fine. They shouldn't be a problem. Stick. Oh, why does it have such a resistance? It's really not nice. Oh, maybe they have a really small tolerance. So, now we're gonna fade it in from the outside. There's a solution to every problem in PC building. Yes, come right off. That's what I want from you. You got that thing. Huh? Data cables. So, So let me quickly fix that. No, that is plugged in. So good. So now the one for the CD drive should go in a bit easier, I hope. Oh ho ho! A one shot. Now we have the bay. It's here. And yes, it's always a bit of a cluttering and trying out, trial and error. It can cost you some time. That's also the charm, isn't it? So let's get it outside here. So as you can see, that's basically the controller for the RGB. Let's place it a little bit more in here again. So which we will use with that one. That one. So let's see if it's long enough. Oh. 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 That's pretty short. That's gonna be too short. Because basically we'll go from about here on the board, around here, back down here to the PSU. Ooh, that's a pretty close one. That's a pretty close one. I don't know. And honestly, yeah. Oh man, it can work. And if we take like here, we basically have the cable from here. From here. Okay, yeah, should be enough. Should be enough. We're gonna keep that. Let's see if it works. If not, then well, it didn't work. Oh, and I don't really like the way it is mounted on here. That is so finicky. I'm probably gonna leave it that way till we're gonna use it. So this one here, and voila. Underneath the SATA cable for the ROM drive. So we're gonna need to use those here. So use there. And then we gonna use PCI Express. Gonna wire that down here so it doesn't get into the way. So. And then we have to wire the 24. CPU 8-pin. So I'm basically now just wiring all the cables that I need to get into the PSU from behind. So I can now screw that back in. Oh wow, did it just fucking fall down the one place where I can't fucking get it out? Oh, come on. Sometimes I'm loving it, but just sometimes. Is there one missing? Oh, here it is. Good. So, let's see. You're gonna have to put that away. Come on. Go in. Be a good boy. Be a very good boy. So, Now we can connect all the cables behind here. So we have one for the CPU, another one for the CPU, and we have the 24. That would have been funny. Thanks God I'm an idiot. So then we have here. What was that? Okay, that was the SATA. That one is the SATA, a shorter one. Where's the PCI? Here's the PCI. This one goes in here. Et voilà. Look at, I have so much space. That's unbelievable. I mean, come on. Honestly, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. So let's screw it back in here. Come on. Honestly, I always think that laying out the cables, seeing where you fit everything, is the most boring part of building. But it's the one you need to do, so what can you do? So now that we have that in place, we are basically finished with the lower part. I'm gonna see that I have most of these cables on this side here. so we can plug them in right where they belong. Should be enough space to do that. Yeah, should be okay. Come on, try to stay there. It's still a bit bulky, but it should be okay. So now let's pick up the new board. And see if we can. Oh, wait, that's something we can see right now. So, what do we have to look out or to keep an eye on are the fan headers. So, we have one CPU fan header, we have a pump fan. Which is a good question. Can I put the second CPU fan on the pump header? I would say yes. Do people agree with me? Let's see. Who agrees with me that I can put my fan on the pump fan header? Okay. Seems like people agree that I can use the pump fan header for a CPU. That's good. There should be no reason why this won't work. So then we have the pump header, we have the system fan 3 header. We have JPF2, that's something else. We have a system fan 2, and we have a system fan 1. So this one I'm gonna use for my back. These two are for my CPU, and these are gonna be for my fronts. So one of these, preferably the one who is less longer. So this one. That should be long enough. So let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SATA cables. We have this front connector. We have the fan, which goes through there. Let's see if we can wire that a bit more consistent. So now we have to see how we wire that one, because it's pretty long slacking cable. Wire it. Okay, I can't go underneath because it's over the header. So let's see. Let's do that elsewhere. Yes. There's not a lot of space down here, but I should be able to figure it out. So let's see, the I/O port looks fine to me. Seems like everything is there where it has to be. Yes. So we should be able to fix it. Which we'll do with these 4 thumb screws. So yes, so good. Now let's see in the manual which SATA is which port. Okay, so we have it from back to 4. down. Yes, so now it's SATA 1, SATA 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna use our SSDs. Now you're probably gonna say, why does it matter? Just plug them in. And it matters because I need to activate the hot swap function in the BIOS. For that I need to know which plug goes where. Let's first test fit. Yes, that's the way it goes. Good. So the flat ones are definitely the one for the SSDs. That much I don't know. Then these twos are from are definitely from hot swap ports. So number one and number two. And the last one here is definitely gonna be the Blu-ray player. So now this one seems to be the front IO. So this needs to go in there. Oh man, why is it sideways? For the love of God, why did you do that? What was your reasoning? So, and now here we have .24 power. Here we have the mustard cable for one front fan. Here we have the one for the other. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, come on. One centimeter. Come on. Don't do that to me. Don't do it to me. Come on. God damn it. God fucking damn it. What do I do? Okay, there are two options. I either can daisy chain them with this one, which would be the easier option, or I can try and fit it through here. Behold the master. Huh. So, I'm somehow worried. Oh wait, that was probably when I plugged out the HD drive, I left it in. Yeah, that's probably gonna be that, because I have two for the SSDs. I have the two for the base. I have the Blu-ray player, so everything is set and go. Then we're gonna have from USB and USB 1. Oh wait, that's the audio. That's why it seems so strange. Here. Let's get some light. Probably not much better, but a bit better. Get something to drink. And yes, it's getting hot in here, but I can't open up the window because I live on the street, so probably, besides of the old floor, you're also gonna hear the street, which you already do, I guess. So, windows gonna stay closed. So now we have that. What else do we have here? We have the front, which we should see in the booklet, which goes where? Didn't we have like, here we have the USB for, yes, exactly. Ooh, can I get it on there? That would be somehow nice. Yes, this should work. Emphasis on should. Ooh, what a nice fit. I'm loving it. And this one is, as we said, now we can see, can we fit this in here? Yes, it does fit. And it has enough cable. Yes! So we can also connect that to this. Yes. So, and we can wire that up here. This is a connection for the USB stripes, for the RGB stripes. So this one is wired up. You can get 2 thumb screws to screw those in. Come on. Yes, that sits perfectly. Now we can, let's see. So this one is for this graphics card, which you probably wire that way, which would make more sense. We'll see how long that is. Wow. Yes, that gives a lot of space to work around. So now for this fan, it's pretty much long cable. So I could unscrew the fan, turn it, and basically coil it around like that away. Could do that. And I'm probably gonna do it because it's gonna be the easiest way. What the? Let's use that one. Should be better. Yes. I don't like the screws on the fans because it's basically just plastic and you screw them in there, so there's no existing screw pad. I don't know. I'm not English. I don't know that. In German, you would say Gewinde. So ask a German guy what's a Gewinde is. So let's see how far. Is that too much? No, that should be fine. Yeah, that. Should be fine. Yeah, I mean, it's the best I can do. Some more I should. So before the i5 8400, I had, what was that? An i7 $3,700 or $2,700. I think it was a $2,700 with a like C68 board, I think, which had like only 1 or 2 headers. So I also bought these Arctic fans because you could daisy chain them. So I could have all 3 in one slot, which basically solved my problem there. But nowadays the board have a lot more slots for fans, so, and also PWM, so basically 4-pin, which is nice. See, now it's a problem, the screwing loose. I mean, they hold, but it's not perfect, so. Basically, these fans are like IKEA fans. You can use them 2 or 3 times, but after that, they're probably gonna fall apart. Which is okay. I mean, I bought those 3 for like $32 Swiss francs, basically. So it's okay for that price, I guess. I mean, they're really quiet. If you keep them on like 30% load, you can't hear them. Basically, I like to keep my system in a state where coil winding is the bigger problem, if I ever would pick that up. But to this day, I never picked up wind coiling, so I can't talk about that. So let's see. Next thing, I guess, would be the NVMe, which I think I have to screw it in here because it's that long. Probably also can get the RAM later. Yes, exactly. I was right. So where did I put the screw? So, and yes, I'm aware that it would be possibly be the better idea to keep the graphics card on the second slot, just for the distance between GPU and CPU cooler. But the problem with most boards is they don't support 16x PCI Express. So the trick is that you basically manufacturers say, it's like the thing Linus would say, is you have always board who say 3 PCI Express 16 slots. And yes, technically these are PCI Express 16 able slots. But most boards don't connect to them with 16 lanes. So they only have the full 16 support on the first one. On the second one, only 8. So the moment you put in 2 cards, you only have 8 and 8, and then 4 on the last one. So even if you have only 1 card and put it on the second slot, you don't have 16 PCI Express lanes. You only have 8. Well, I stand to be corrected, so feel free to comment. But yeah. And honestly, you can feel an impact between 8 and 16. If it's an office computer and you're only doing mail and whatever, nobody gives a fuck. But in gaming, high FPS, you're gonna see a difference. That's for sure. And with the NVMe's and the cooling plates and whatever, I mean, it's, I don't know if it's still only a trend, but it was just like somebody started with putting on a heat spreader to make it look more cool, and then everybody started doing the same. It's basically that the NVMe's, especially the memory chips themselves, like it warm. So the idea behind the heat spreader is less about cooling them and more about giving off the heat from the controller, from the control chip to the memory chips. So they don't need cooling, basically, or you should not cool them. I mean, you can, and I mean, you basically can do everything you want. So who am I to talk to you? So let's see. Now put in the RAM. It is always important to, if you don't know it, look which slots you should use when you only have 2 modules. You should use at least 2 modules, because else you can't take advantage of the dual RAM, the dual channel RAM. But since I have 4 modules, I don't give a fuck. So let's see. This is the wrong way. I don't know why. Is that something like that has to do with AMD and licenses or whatever? But on the AMD boards, you have the logo against the cooler, and on the Intel you have them other way around. Is that like, I don't know? Can't they use it the same way like the others, or is it some sort of very different? Maybe someone can clear me up about that. So now, RAM is nearly the only thing you can use pretty much force on it. I mean, don't use a hammer, but give it a good wank. No, that not that kind of wank. So now we have the RAM in, we have the NVMe there. We're gonna do the front headers now. That would be the best idea. Now where did I put the booklets in? So let's see. What does the book say? Doesn't say if. I could tell you that. Oh, and something you should also keep in mind. The second NVMe slot is mostly bound to an SATA pin. So when you use that, you can't use the first SATA, for example. So keep that in mind when planning for your system. What do we have here? Okay. Front audio connector, not what I need. I need the come on, I need power on. Where is it? God damn it. JFP1. Where is JFP1? Come on. Where's your table of content? Here, JFP1, front panel connectors 22. The next page, I don't believe it. God damn it. Okay. Now let's see. Oh wait, where did I put it? Where did I put it? I'm missing something really, really important. Just 1 second. Did I lose it? Did I throw it on the ground, or where did I put it? Where did it go? I need it. I can't finish the build without it. Oh, there it is. This is the most important part of every PC build ever. It's the motherboard speaker. I want a silent build, but I want to hear that beep when I start it up. So that's going in. Yes, I'm a psycho. So the speaker is the JF1. Oh man, do I remember? I always seem to forget. Black was ground and red is load? Something like that, right? I guess so. Huh. So this goes on like that. And let it be there. So now let's get these through here. Come on. Don't be stupid. Just come through. Be a nice boy. Good girl. I let them decide what I want to be. I'm not a monster. I know, I'm not funny. So. Now that we have that away, let's see. So HD LED plus is 1. So HD LED plus is 1 and minus is 3. So this one goes like that. I'm not doing this often enough that I know them from memory, so I always have to look it up. 2 is power LED plus and 4 is power LED minus. Power LED plus is 2. Oh, come on. I don't have the fingers for that. Don't be a cunt. Yes, somehow we can put them all together into one giant block and try to put that on, but it's also not something made for my fingers, so this have to do. So reset switch is on 5 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first the reset, then the power switch. First the reset, then the power switch. Or else I'm gonna have a great time on starting up the computer. Well, first try, really? Nice. Ooh. You know, why just can't they do one giant, I don't know. I think, like, I built my, well, not built, but I upgraded and took apart my first computers, like 12, 13, and they had the same kind of power switches and whatsoever. I mean, come on, guys. You can do that easier. We know you can do it. Just do it. So once again, see with speaker. So speaker minus was on the first. So black on first. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I wanted. No way. Wait, black is live. Oh, god damn it. Come on. Oh man, come on. Sometimes I just hate the internet. But only sometimes. So red is plus, black is minus. So minus is black. So did I have it right or not? Yeah, I have it right. Yeah. Black is minus. So good. Let's see. We have all the cables. We have the RAM. We have the NVMe. We have the extension card. Now we're gonna. Oh yeah, that's RGB. Keep it there. Now we're gonna switch some of these slots here. As long as there is space for it. What I also like about the case is that you have pretty much place for every graphics card possible. Well, not every. Like you still have like you're still bound to like 30 centimeters or something like that. But I mean, a lot of space. So let's see. Are we? Wait. No. First, we're gonna do the CPU. And for that, we're gonna use some paste. And I'm gonna clean up the cooler. Some alcohol. Put squirt on it. Yes, I used the word squirt. Get over it. And I probably want to use something to wipe it off. That's a sign for somebody who's not chiseling on the PC when he doesn't have any white papers on his desk. Yes, I said it live on YouTube. Sue me. Yeah, well, that's gonna do it. What is that? alcohol and wipe that shit clean. Okay, that's gonna do it. Always hate that part. Because everyone's gonna judge me. I mean, to be honest, nobody's gonna watch this video, but I guarantee it. Exactly one is gonna watch exactly that moment and is gonna say, too much pain. I fucking guarantee it. Oh. To be honest, I once was also a guy who said, oh, too much, too less. And honestly, it doesn't matter. As long as you're not using liquid metal, it doesn't fucking matter. Of course, you can put on too much, but yeah. So now let's see that I line it up. Now comes the hardest part. Which gets harder when I don't have a screwdriver. High concentration. Did it pick up? Yeah, it's in. And the other one should be in too. Yes. Good. And you don't have to be afraid. You basically, at least with this cooler, you basically can't overturn it because it's spring loaded. So the moment it resists naturally like that, that's okay. It should be enough. Yeah. Looks fine to me. Now we're gonna put in the CPU fans, which are also a pain in the ass to put in, but that's what we're paying for. Oh ho ho, even more pain of the ass. I just see that's a... Oh god damn it. The connector is underneath the CPU. Oh god, so okay. I'm in. I should be in. Let's say it that way. Can I do something with the... nope, I really can't do, because I would have to turn it 180. That's... Okay, wait, what if I turn it 180? Okay, that's too much. In this direction. That's also not gonna suffice. Nope, that's not gonna happen. Can I? Nope, I can't change channeling of these. Okay. Then it's gonna be how it's been. As long as it works, I don't give a fuck, honestly. Because, you know, you can take care of the perfect wiring and whatever in a system that's gonna cost you like $300,000 or something. You basically make everything by your own. So, yeah. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it in a case like this, or with components like these. As long as it's gonna work. I somehow like the idea of the new... Which one was it? Oh man, I don't remember. Where you basically slot them in. And those is little brackets and whatever, and things you have to pull and all this shit. You just slide them in and they're in, and it's good. I liked it. But yeah. Oh wait. These are... Yeah, that's not going to happen. So it's basically back to the roots. On the other hand, it's like the third time I'm installing an Noctua cooler. They are pretty easy to install compared to other shit that's out there. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy. Oh. And voila. Now we're gonna also plug in the CPUs back here, which I should have done before the cooler, but well, I'm an idiot, as stated before. You can basically run the board with only 2, so with only 8 pin, with an 8 pin connector. The 4 pin, the additional 4 pin is only used if you want to overclock it or stuff like that. So yeah, it pretty much doesn't matter. Let's wire that way. So now to the piece de la résistance. The graphics card. I don't know, but I think MSI does a pretty nice job with the GPUs. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the reason why I first bought the 27, let me show it to you. Also, the reason why I first bought these was because of the DVI connector. The new 20 series don't have DVI connectors anymore. DVI is dead. Somehow VGA still exists, but DVI is basically dead. And I still had a monitor who only had a DVI connector. So I had to buy these. And then I bought new monitors, and then I was like, why the fuck do I need this card? Let's get another one. So yeah. So let's align it. Yes, that looks fine. Fine to me. Ooh, first try. How nice. I really love that. It works in the first try. That's a good feeling. That's a goddamn good feeling. Come on. Where's the screwdriver again? Am I fucking stupid today? Of course I'll throw it away. Come on. I'm fucking stupid again. I mean, yes, but then again, no. So maybe that was the problem. Let's see. Oh, fucking stupid. Oh, that sounded good. Nice. There it goes. And when the motherboard lays flat, you also don't have to care about sagging graphics card or whatever, so which is nice. Let's screw that all in. Good, that's screwed in also. That's good. Now let's test it. Now comes the moment of truth. Let's turn it against the wall. Let's see which connector we're gonna use. So we're gonna have to use a power cable, of course. We should use mouse and the keyboard. So which one is mouse? Which one is keyboard? I don't remember. Oh man, I have too many USB stuff. Oh, that looks like keyboard. Perfect. We're gonna use that. And then we have pretty much either one of them is a mouse. Let's see. That's the G502. That's gonna be a mouse. So mouse, keyboard. What else do we need? Of course, a screen. And there. That's the 5 meter. That's my 4K screen. That's the high refresh one, I think. That's the one I need. The one I need. Let's put in all, just for fun. And also let's put in the Ethernet, just because we can. So where else? And one here. Now, let's see. Now the moment of truth. Flipping the switch. Nothing seems to burn, nothing seems to smell. That is nice. So, let's see if we can get a post. Mm-hmm. Restart, yes. Restart again. Too short beeps. Nothing on the screen yet. Maybe because it isn't turned on. No video in. Ooh. Okay. So let's see. Problem solving. We have 4 LEDs at the red. So maybe I need to clear the CMOS. Let's see. There's the. Where are the postcodes? Come on. Tell me. I guess he has a problem with the memory, but to be sure, it should state it in here, which it somehow doesn't. So that's pretty much a fail. Why are there no error codes? Wow, that's really, really, really bad. I mean, come on. It's like basic stuff for you fucking. More graphics, multi GPU, radio USB, internal audio, IS functions. Is debugged. Okay. Okay. Let's see. It basically seems like where was it? Let me see it. Where is that little button? There is the little button. Can you see us? Five to 10 seconds. So we are now erasing the settings from the BIOS. It should help with most errors. Oh. Now let's try it again. Yep. Mm-hmm. Now what we also can do, see, that would be the thing who would tell me what is wrong, what kind of problem he has, if there would be a fucking error code library in this fucking manual, which it isn't. MSI. That's a really fuck up. That's a really fuck up. Honestly. Really. Oh man. Honestly, like that's. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, so the next step, because we have loaded all 4 RAM slots, is to get them out and basically start with only 1 slot of RAM. Okay, still the same. Let's also pull out that one. Let's see what happens when we have no RAM in it. So now it's basically telling that I'm an idiot because I didn't plug in any RAM. So we're gonna do I'm gonna turn it off. Yeah, I know. So let's turn it off. And then clear the CMOS one again. Funny thing, a friend of me asked me if we could play Minesweeper. No, not Minesweeper. God damn it. Minecraft Dungeons at 8 o'clock. So let's see if that's gonna happen or not. So now I should basically first implant slot 2. So that's the first, it's the second. And so okay, now it's fucking me over. Good. Now there is a possibility that he basically is angry that I have a third generation Ryzen in there, which shouldn't be the case because the 3700X is supported CPU for exactly that board. So that shouldn't be the problem. So what are we gonna do now? Let's take out all the RAM. And I'll just load in one. Oh wait, uh, honestly, honestly, I'm gonna fucking jump out of the window if that's the case. If I was that stupid, and there's a good chance that I was that stupid. Let's see. Oh wow, that graphics card. It's really telling you where it belongs. Let it see. Does one of the monitor give me an answer? I don't see anything on any of the monitor right now. So I don't know if it cuts it up or I have a post. I have a fucking post. I have a fucking post. Oh man. See, that wouldn't have happened if fucking MSI had a fucking code tower in its fucking manual. Oh god damn it. Oh man. Okay. Let's turn it down. Put it on the RAM. Oh god damn it. Sometimes, you know, and that is the reason why when you work in customer service, if somebody comes in and says, it doesn't work, I made everything I should, and it still doesn't work, you're still gonna think he fucked it up. Because in 99% of the cases, the user fucks it up. Pretty much. So now, let's see. Now that the graphics card has its power, if the system will start. And I'm also gonna put in fan because I pretty much think that solved the problem. Ooh, that's gonna be hard. I should have thought about that beforehand. No, well, let's see what happens. Yeah. And put that there. Mm-hmm. Where's the screwdriver? Where is it when I need it? Did I put it here? Where did I put it now? Over there. Over there. Over there. trying to do that blind, which is crazy, but should work. Because I'm somehow genius. Nobody heard that. And ooh, that sounds good. That really sounds good. Okay. No, it isn't where I need it. Now it is where I need it. And now we have to push it a little bit more in. Huh? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that looks good. That looks fine. Everything's fine. So now I feel pretty confident. So I'm gonna close the clip because I feel confident. Like every good idiot should. Remember, kids, it doesn't matter if you dump, you just have to be confident. That's basically all there is to it. Just be confident. And try to find a room where you can put your screws without losing them. That's also nice. God damn it. Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna do that later. So, now let's put on back brackets. Not brackets. God damn it. Covers. English, motherfucker. Do you speak it? No. Let's see on that side. Honestly, I like it. It's now a much cleaner build than it was before, so it's already a success. So now the only thing will be to reinstall Windows. It's probably gonna still run because somehow Windows, Microsoft saw that it is a good idea to give people the ability to start their computers. So now basically every Windows PC runs, but has a little watermark in the bottom of the stream. Activate Windows, but it will still work. Also, be it with some restricted functions. Basically like WinRAR. So, which is nice, and you can get pretty cheap one-use licenses from manufacturers and so for like $20 or so. These are basically licenses which are which basically remember which components you have, and at the moment you change too much components, the Windows won't work anymore. But honestly, like I said, in 90% of the cases, you're gonna build your computer and it's gonna run for 5 years. Because basically, the moment it's gonna be fucked is when you change your motherboard, or at least it used to be. Now it's just like Windows is not active, activate it again. So you don't lose a lot, which is really really nice, I have to say. So now sometimes I'm gonna find the last screw, which is okay. We're gonna now turn it on with the light show, which you see a bit, and I'm gonna tweak the fans in the BIOS and whatever, so it's gonna be silent again. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna close it right now, and wish you a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you saw something you had to see. So, see you guys.